what kind of mental gymnastics do you need to do for that?
I'm a bird, I'm a bird!
Snow White sued for anti-male sexism as Disney implode.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a good video.
We all witnessed the explosive reaction to the Snow White trailer just a few weeks ago, and I think it is now extremely obvious that Disney's decision to delay the Snow White movie over a year hasn't worked in reducing the backlash for the film at all.
We are screwed.
Hey, I don't want to hear that defeatist attitude. I want to hear you upbeat.
We are screwed.
As the reality
Perfect. I love it. That was perfect.
Why is it the same energy when we play co-op?
is, this movie is a ticking time bomb that is doomed for failure and may possibly end up being the most hated movie in Disney history. But even
As
with the
expected.
huge amount of backlash, something I haven't seen many, if not anyone, talking about is if there were actually other reasons for the Snow White movie being delayed, and possibly even some legal reasons it was delayed, and more importantly, changed and reshot. Because it was a few months ago that we saw Disney was being sued for discrimination against men, and also discrimination against certain political opinions, as Elon Musk personally funded 2 lawsuits against Disney, one being Gina Carano's discrimination lawsuit, and the other one being a civil rights complaint for discrimination against men. With this leaked video of a Disney...
Ooh, things are getting spicy. So she's been churning her shit for so long, no one did anything, and now she's getting massively just clapped back. This is the delicious karma, just like finger licking delicious karma.
VP allegedly serving as evidence for this case.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white male person. They say
Like straight to you? Or, okay.
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents. We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now, who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, "We're not that's not what's wrong." They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't gonna bring that.
Wait, did they actually pull the whole "you're not black enough"?
Yes.
Bro.
To the meeting.
What is that actually happened?
Of course it happened. I think this is a reflection of how just
Oh my god!
And so, on first glance, it just seems like a general complaint against the company of Disney, but when we actually look into the entire situation, it seems that the Snow White movie could have played a big role in this case if it were to go to court, as it may represent the current culture of the company and may be used by lawyers to paint a picture.
Can we just pause for a second just to appreciate how the original Snow White looked like, how the whole cartoon looked like?
It still holds up to this day, by the way.
It looks so beautiful. Honestly, all they needed to do is repolish the animation. Don't change anything, just repolish it and release it, and they will have made bank on it.
That goes against Disney, because it was exactly around this time that the legal dispute arose that Disney then announced that they were cancelling multiple projects, and were also around that time filming reshoots on the Snow White movie. Now, I have to believe that Disney is smart enough to know that no amount of reshoots on the Snow White movie would be able to save it from its certain doom, but perhaps they had to change specific scenes that could serve against them in court, and that was the reason they did reshoots. Because recently, a leaked scene from the Snow White movie has emerged on the internet, and it sparked a...
I'm gonna also say one thing. Isn't the whole point of Snow White that she's the fairest of them all, fairer than the most beautiful woman that is the evil stepmother? But in this version, the evil queen actually acted and looked better than Snow White, who's supposed to be the fairest of them all. I just wanted that pointed out.
a massive reaction from people online accusing this scene of sexism.
I don't know if you guys noticed anything different about this scene compared to the original, so I went ahead and made a little clip just to show a side-by-side comparison.
Now you wash the dishes.
Now you wash the dishes.
You tidy up the room.
You tidy up the room.
You clean the fireplace.
You clean those cobwebs.
And
So the whole point of them showcasing in the original that the animals are her friends and they're always there to have her back and help her, because that's how vivid her inner beauty was. That was completely acts, and she was just bossing around.
I'll use the broom.
Bro.
He'll use the broom.
Just slightly different, isn't it?
Because people are saying, in contrast with the original scene, it shows that Snow White has now been changed into a character that bosses the male dwarfs around, and rather than helping them, she actually just forces them to clean. And people are also saying that through Snow White's tone, she makes out like because they are male, they don't clean or do any work. And now, despite your opinions or mine on what this scene represents, the fact that it has caused this big of a reaction shows how many people out there view this as discrimination, and how this could have served against them in court as a way of showing the current culture of Disney being against the male gender. Also, it could be coupled with interview clips of Rachel Zegler, where she joked about her male co-star having his scenes removed.
Just a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut, who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
And lawyers could...
What the fuck?
So this is a prime example what we call cunty energy.
Hollywood's really bad. Anyways.
Yeah, this is bad.
Then try and use this all together to paint a picture against Disney.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
You clean those.
Bro, what?
Is she act? Oh my god. So she's stupid, right? There's a big love story where the guy is stalking her. This is a prime example that those materials, who is she even, you know? Released during the Great Depression to make people feel good and showcase the one true love. And at the same time, they also made a strong independent woman who was able to survive on her own in the most horrible situation, with her one true love saving her at the end as well. What kind of mental gymnastics do you need to do for that?
I don't even know.
How miserable do you need to be in your own personal life?
Cobwebs. He'll use the broom.
She's gonna be safe with the prince, and she's not gonna be dreaming about true love.
Certainly, there have been times where, you know, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken.
And potentially win the civil rights complaint. And so, what if this leak scene is actually something that they went back and reshot and changed it from the scene that we saw there to something that's a little more down the middle for the final film? Now, I'm not saying that it is something that they've changed, I'm just simply asking the question, because I can see that if I was Disney and I had lawyers accusing me of discrimination against men, then I would panic over this scene and I would go back and change it too. Because it's very clear that Disney have been making changes ever since these legal troubles popped up. I mean, we saw the president of Disney, quote unquote, part ways with the company. Then we had the marketing for Deadpool be extremely fan-centric, with it all being focused on how much they want to serve the fans and give them something they enjoy, and not focused on messaging, but just pure fun and entertainment.
Life is hard for a lot of people out there, and it's been that way for a long time. And just for people to walk out of that movie theater feeling like they just had the best 2 hours of their entire life, something that is like unexpectedly moving, but still retains all that audacity and you know, sort of wild subversion that you come to expect with this character in this world.
Then we also, of course, saw the biggest announcement of all being Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU.
Bro.
So, I'm gonna tell you guys this straight up. I don't care for this announcement. I don't like Robert Downey Jr.
So quite clearly, they are in a period of massive change and massive rebranding, so I really don't see it as out of the realm of possibility that Snow White was a part of this change and is playing a role in the rebranding of the company, because the movie is set for disaster at the box office anyway. But one thing they can try to make sure of is that there are no scenes in the movie that can be used by audiences to attack the company once again for discrimination against men. Because the reality is that a good story that doesn't attack or diminish any gender will succeed. And I think Disney have learnt that lesson, especially with Deadpool 3, where the movie had a diverse cast and also had a villain played by a non-binary actor, and the movie wasn't attacked at all, because the movie was just simple.
Yeah, because the point is, if you are not preachy about it, if you are not being stick in the mud about it, people, they don't care. They're
They
there to
honestly-
be entertained.
Yeah, they honestly don't give a fuck. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie.
Simply fun and entertaining. Also, the villain gave a great performance, and so did the rest of the cast as well, so quite clearly diversity can be achieved without it resulting in hate and so-called review bombing, and Disney just need to find a way to continue that moving forward, and just find a way to please their audiences once again. So if I can give my 2 cents here at the end, it would be to tell good stories and you'll succeed as a company, the way that many diverse projects from the Spider-Verse, even to the MCU Spider-Man trilogy did as well. So quite clearly you can be diverse and still succeed with your movies and succeed as a company, and you won't end up being hit with these discrimination lawsuits. But what are your thoughts on this entire situation? Let me know down below in the comments. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe.
Look, as much as I don't like Elon Musk, this was a long time coming.